meeting, and that members of the public will be given an opportunity to speak during public open session, but not at other times. The meeting is being filmed, and by being present, attendees are deemed to have agreed to be filmed and to the use of those images and sound recordings. Please would attendees not disclose any personal information of individuals, as this would infringe the data protection rights of that individual. And please mute your microphones when you're not speaking. Thank you very much. Now, apologies for absence. We have an apology from Councillor Gilshire, and we have Councillor Alban, who may or may not be able to join us on Zoom. Everybody else is here. Are there any declarations of interest, either pecuniary or non-pecuniary, in any item on the agenda, please? No? Okay, thank you very much. I don't have any chairman's announcements, so we're straight into public open session. There are no members of the public here. Is there anybody online? No. Okay, so we move on again. Are there any members' questions, please? No? Okay. Right, we're on to the minutes of the Personnel Committee of the 23rd of February. So for accuracy, please, to start with. So on page 6 of the pack, anything on page 6, accuracy? No. Page 7. Page 8. Page 9. Councillor Strong?
Yes, I'm not sure whether we'll put word in item C after members agree to the recommendation within the report. The word "not" is in there, and is that right? This is about the 10th word along on the top line under the last paragraph of that. Does is that what we actually agreed?
I'm not sure.
Because it
sounds odd, doesn't it?
It looks as odd, particularly when one looks at the report later on with regard to the policy.
Yeah.
Would it be in relation to perhaps the 5th word? Might be the significant element of that. So where we're saying the word "repeat," whether it's the repeat element of it. So it may be that it's significant to do it, but if it's continual repeating the same thing, that may be the significance. I wasn't at the meeting, so.
Thank you, Chair. I was thinking, having chaired that meeting, I think that's probably where we were coming from. There was a lot of information in that session and a lot of updates and things. But I think it was about, the repeat element. I think it's probably clear about where we agreed the testing policy, but it was, I guess, if repeat offenders, for want of a better word. That's I think my recollection, but it was back in February now, so it's a little while ago. So,
Peter, would you like to?
I was obviously there, but Councillor, is entirely correct. We're talking about the repetitive nature of what we were discussing at the time, as opposed to and the fact that should take place, but it should not be a frequent repetitive action.
But in that case, it then comes down, should not be arranged as a result of reasonable concern or suspicion. Now, if we've got reasonable concern or suspicion, then surely we should be having repeat tests. When you look at the policy that we're going to discuss later, if there is reasonable concern, well, surely it's something that repeat tests should be. Well, I think we were saying is repeat tests should not be occurring as a matter of course. It should only be if there's a result of a reason for it, and the way it's reading, that if we've got reason, then we shouldn't do it, but if we haven't got reason, we could do it. I think it's the wording doesn't read quite right.
So what are we agreeing on as the new wording? Councillor Woodhead, do you want to?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of a form of words off the top of my head. I mean, I think I remember the meeting now. It wasn't say a while ago, and there was lots of people's views, I think, on this particular point. But I think it would be something like we wouldn't do repeat. Biggleswade Town Council would not do repeat drug and alcohol tests as a matter of routine. But where there is using this word reasonable concern of suspicion of an individual, we can we reserve the right to do that or something like that. I'm sure Duncan's probably got a slightly more polished form of words. So.
I'm just thinking if we replace the word not by only, then it should agree that repeat drugs and alcohol tests should only be arranged as a result of reasonable. And then that's the repeat element that I think will overcome that particular point.
I'm happy with that.
Okay, so we're happy with replacing not with only.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I think everybody's agreed on that. Anything else on page 9 then? No, so I'm going on to matters arising that aren't on the agenda. So anything on page 6? Page 7? Page 8? I think actually I should have raised it on accuracy, but right at the top of the page on page 8, we're on the disclosures and barring policy, and it says it was resolved to approve the expenses policy.
Yes.
So I'm sorry I didn't raise that earlier. I didn't look at my own notes. And the bullet point there says regarding which staff need DBS, it should really be DBS checks for complete accuracy. Anything else on page 8? Okay, can I move on? Oh, anything on page 9, sorry, matters arising. I think not at this stage. So can I move on, members, please? Right, there are no items for consideration. There are no items for information. So we're back to public open session. Nobody's online, nobody's in the council chamber, so none. So will somebody propose, please, that we move to exempt? Okay, thank you.